Hello everyone, we're back with the next part of this video. Hopefully everything is clear because this is in a corner, tight space, and it's pretty dark, so we'll get started. We finished this shelf last time up here. I'm gonna go ahead with this one right here. First I have the Omen collection. I've only seen the first one and the remake. I have not seen the 2 and 3, but I'm excited to watch those. I'm definitely gonna watch those over this little Halloween break that this Halloween, 31 days of Halloween. And then I recently also picked this up. It's a 2-movie collection of Wes Anderson's animated features, Isle of Dogs and Fantastic Mr. Fox. Fantastic Mr. Fox is fantastic, and Isle of Dogs was pretty good. Not as good as Mr. Fox, but a pretty good entry, and I like both of them. And I also recently got this RoboCop trilogy as well. It's been a while since I've seen those, so looking forward to rewatching those. And over here, just to fill out the shelf, this is a new shelf, so I'm just putting anything in there to fill it up right now. It's just 2 different cover versions of Taylor Swift's latest album, Folklore. I have a few of the cover versions of those and a signed one as well. So I'm gonna move these out of the way and we can get started. Yeah. Okay, it looks pretty dark over here, unfortunately, so I'm gonna try to move them up here. Let's see if I can make this a little clearer. Okay, if I move back, it's clear. Okay, so Ready Player One Steelbook. I love this film. I think this is a great film from Steven Spielberg, and kind of a return to form for him. Thought it was very imaginative, and it just worked really well for me. And I rewatched it again. The quality was pretty much the same. This is a great film. There. I think I mentioned Rebecca a little earlier, along with Notorious. This doesn't come in the Alfred Hitchcock box set, so I was very happy to get this on a Criterion. I mean, this is a really great film. I love it. Red Riding Hood. So I got this pretty cheap, and the only reason I got it is because of the slipcover. You know, it's a nice slipcover. The film itself is pretty bad, pretty forgettable. Not a lot of people like this. I don't really like it either. Red Sparrow. I do like this film. I think Jennifer Lawrence does a good job in this, even though her accent is kind of wonky at times. Pretty good spy, Russian spy type film, femme fatale kind of thing. Jennifer Lawrence does a good job. Nice steelbook as well. Not a lot of people talk about that one. Requiem for a Dream. This is like a 10 out of 10 film for me as well. A film by Darren Aronofsky, and a really great one, showing like the negative side effects of addiction in various forms. Really great film. That's like a harrowing film right there. A really great Criterion here, Roman Polanski's Repulsion. Fantastic film with Catherine Deneuve in it as well. It's like a psychological thriller that slowly builds up. Wonderful film if you haven't seen it. Here is my favorite Quentin Tarantino film actually is Reservoir Dogs, his first one. I think this is just a fantastic film, so memorable. Dialogue is great, soundtrack is great, everything about this film is great, and this is probably one of my only Mondos in the collection, but it's a really great little steelbook there. And then we're talking about another steelbook, the Resident Evil collection. This has all of the Resident Evils. I can't really name all of them. I've seen all of them, but the first one is great. I like the first one. I like 2 as well because I played Resident Evil Nemesis, and I like that Nemesis character. Apart from that, the rest, they don't really live up in my opinion. But I wasn't just gonna I had Resident Evil 2 on steelbook, but I thought, with this collection coming out, why not just upgrade and get them all? They kind of lost quality after a while. Pretty great film here, The Ringer. I always think it's funny. I like watching it as well. It means well, but it comes off as offensive, I guess. Yeah, this is a pretty good comedy. A nice coming of age Tom Cruise film, Risky Business. I think he, as far as early Tom Cruise films goes, this is probably one of my favorites. Kind of like the ideal scenario you would have if you were a young man in his role with like a beautiful woman, I guess. Road Trip, great film. Todd Phillips, an early film from him. Funny, raunchy, you know, everything what you would expect from this type of genre of film. Now here comes one of my favorite comedies of all times, and one that you could just pop in and watch all the time because it's so funny. Role Models. I just love this film. I love Paul Rudd, and I think him and Sean William Scott are great in it. And then Christopher Mintz-Plasse, such a good film, so funny, and the jokes are always relevant for me. The best so bad it's good film, The Room, Tommy Wiseau. I forgot where I got this edition, but it's a fantastic release. You know, this is such a funny film unintentionally. It's so poorly written, so poorly shot. Everything about it doesn't, there's like so many loop plot holes and stuff, but it's so good. It's so, when you watch it, you memorize the lines and stuff. Tommy Wiseau is just purely awful, but just like a genius. This is such a good film. I would give it it's a 10 out of 10 on the scale of it's so bad, but it's so good. Fantastic Alfred Hitchcock movie, Rope, with James Stewart. This primarily utilizes the single camera long take, which was revolutionary for its time, and he did a great job with this film, and there's a lot of themes in it. Really great film. This comes in the box set as well, but I already had it, so I don't know if I want to get rid of it. I like this film quite a bit. One of the best Roman Polanski films, and is one of the most popular ones, Rosemary's Baby. A really great horror film with terrific acting from I think it's Mia Farrow, right? Yeah, it's a great film. And then that Dakota building, you know, the hotel where this was shot, and then John Lennon was shot outside of it as well. It's pretty eerie, but this is a great film. Another straight up great Criterion, The Royal Tenenbaums. This is probably my favorite Wes Anderson film, and is the one that made me a fan. Like, I watched this film and I love it. I think it's endearing and funny. Underrated horror here, the Ruins. I think this is a horror that works pretty well with focusing on like kind of like the culture and also the earth, like the roots and how it attaches to people and starts killing them and making them go crazy. This is a really creative, great film. Pretty good biopic with Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning. This is about the Runaways. I really like their cover of Cherry Bomb and just like a look into their, you know, their early career, but I don't know how accurate it is, and also it's not like outstanding or anything, but pretty good. Running Scared. I should probably take the slip off of this because this is all over the place. Running Scared is Paul Walker film that has the most F-bombs that I've ever seen in a film, but it's fantastic. I've got the Rush Hour trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, interchangeably good for me. I think it's hilarious. Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan play off each other so well. I haven't really dug into this set yet, but I'm sure it's great. This is such a good trilogy. A wonderful film I've seen first in a film class by Todd Haynes. Todd Haynes is such a great filmmaker, and Safe was absolutely amazing with Julianne Moore, and she's fantastic in it. It's a great Criterion release. I have not watched it since then, but it's something that I do want to watch again because this movie is like insanely good. One of the best war films of all time, Saving Private Ryan. The opening scenes on the beaches of Normandy, D-Day, are absolutely fantastic. Really great cast. Steven Spielberg is one of the most well-rounded directors. This guy can do sci-fi, he can do war films, he can do pretty much anything. So this is fantastic. I picked this up last year around Halloween. This is basically all of the Saws. So this has every single Saw film, including Jigsaw that came out the latest. So Saw 1, I really like. I think that's fantastic. 2 and 3 are fine for completing the trilogy, but then they just kind of went on and on and on, and it wasn't very good. I think Jigsaw was not too bad, but if you were gonna get this, might as well just get the Steelbook series, I guess. Really great David Cronenberg body horror. He's fantastic at that, and Scanners is one of those films where he's just tremendous at doing that. I've seen this a few times and I love it. This and Videodrome are like two of my favorite Cronenberg films. Great director. He was kind of ahead of his time with all that body horror, really, in my opinion. This is a nice Steelbook. I got this one used, so it came with this annoying scratch, but Scarface, Brian De Palma Scarface, Al Pacino's like most legendary role, I guess. This is technically a nice steelbook without that scratch, and it also comes with the 1933 I think it's 1933. This is a 30s version of Scarface, which is pretty good, but that's a DVD copy. But hey, if it comes with it, why not? Scary Movie, the first one, the only one I actually like. I thought it was pretty funny for its time, and the fact that it spoofs Scream, which I really like. I'm a huge Scream fan, so that's why I have it. 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't really care for. Got this one abroad, Schindler's List. As I mentioned, Steven Spielberg, such a well-rounded filmmaker. This is such an emotional film. Won plenty of awards and such. It's a pretty depressing film. It's probably like a one-time watch, but you want it in your collection. I rewatched this recently, School of Rock, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. This is such a timeless film with like great music, great child cast. The whole premise is amazing. Jack Black is amazing, and this is Jack Black's best film for me, no matter what. School of Rock is absolutely amazing. I love that film. Let me see if I could sit down because I'm tired. Okay, so now we start with the Screams. Scream, the original. Tremendous film, one of the best slasher films, so self-aware. Wes Craven really came back to form with Scream. Scream is amazing. And then Scream 2, the sequel, which I liked enough. It's a pretty good sequel, I think. Also very self-aware of what it is. Scream 3 for me is the worst in the series. I couldn't get into it so much, but it's fine, I guess, for what it is. And then Wes Craven, before he passed, went ahead and did Scream 4, kind of like a modern take, using the same characters from the earlier entries. This is a good film. I like Scream 4. And now I have bootleg copies of Scream the series. So the first season, which I thought was pretty good, and season 2, which I thought was okay. It was a decent follow-up. I don't have season 3 because I didn't like it so much. That's a good show though. I wish they carried on. Even if they switch the characters around or like do whatever, change it up, I didn't mind it going on. Another Studio Ghibli film, Secret World of Ariadne. This is probably my favorite one. I love this film. I think it's immensely creative. Such a sweet film. Great premise. This is such a good film. If you like these types of animated films, this is the one to watch. Really amazing film. Secretary. This is a really great film with Maggie Gyllenhaal and James Spader. It's pretty mildly erotic, and it's kind of batshit crazy, but I like this film a lot. 7. A lot of people's favorite in terms of David Fincher films. It's not my favorite, but I think it's pretty great. You can't go wrong with it, and I got a nice digibook of it, which I upgraded. I had a regular copy before, but this is a great film to have. Here's another one I actually really like, Shakespeare in Love. I think it's well deserving of its awards. I think it's a really great film. I also like Gwyneth Paltrow, but I think it's well acted and the story is pretty great. This is a good film. Really good kind of thriller, animal thriller with the Shallows. Blake Lively impressed me in this. Like, she kind of showed me that she can actually handle a film, and the slip of this is just gorgeous. Shame, tremendous film about sex addiction by Steve McQueen, and it's my favorite of him that he's done. Michael Fassbender is fantastic in this. Carey Mulligan is great. This is such a great film. Once again, a great score as well. Nice little double pack of Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights. These films I've watched in my childhood, and in my childhood I thought they were amazing. Like, I gave them such high ratings. I rewatched them, not as funny as that One Star was, but it's for nostalgic purposes. I like them. I wouldn't mind another one, actually, even though it might be too late. Shawshank Redemption, a classic film. What can we say that hasn't been said about Shawshank Redemption? And this is a great digibook as well. This is one I've seen a few times, and it's a really good film. A DCEU surprise in this steelbook is Shazam. I think this film worked really well. The humor, they picked at it quite well. This was a very enjoyable film, I think. I wouldn't mind a sequel. So I got Sheena in. This is one of the only films that I have in this like video style, VCR video, VHS style slipcover. This was with Tanya Roberts. It's okay. It's not amazing or anything. I started watching the show from 2001, 2002. That's why I got the movie, and it was a blind buy. And when I watched it was just okay. Showgirls. I mean, classic in the terms of it's a pretty bad film, but it's a Paul Verhoeven, I mess up his name, but pretty entertaining film there with Elizabeth Berkley from Saved by the Bell. Shoot 'Em Up, nice little, pretty short action thriller film with Clive Owen. I like this film for it's like stylish, and it just doesn't take itself seriously, which is good. An amazing Martin Scorsese film that it doesn't people don't rank it high up with his best, but I love this film. I think Leonardo DiCaprio is fantastic in it, and I love the plot. It might be slightly predictable at times, but I think this film is just amazing and absorbing. Here's a Steven Soderbergh film that a lot of people kind of don't like, but I love this film. Side Effects works so well for me. I thought it was brilliant. And it has Rooney Mara, obviously. I love her. This is a really good film. Signs. I wish they had The Village on Blu-ray. For some reason, that's not available, but Signs, pretty good M. Night Shyamalan film. It's kind of ridiculous at times, but for overall, it's worth watch. Silence of the Lambs. I should get rid of this. Get rid of that plastic. It's really bad. That's better. Oh, it's still on. Let's get rid of this. Alright, that's better. So Silence of the Lambs, pretty good first entry looking into Hannibal Lecter. Actually, Manhunter was prior to this. Yes, that was the first entry looking into it. But this is a pretty good film. Jodie Foster is great in it. So is Anthony Hopkins. I wanted Hannibal. That was actually the first DVD that I ever got, but I don't have it on Blu-ray. Nice Scream Factory Silent Hill. I like this film because I like the games. I played Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3, and I think this was a pretty good movie, even though it could have been better. And they had Pyramid Head in it and everything. The sequel to this was pretty bad. That is not something I like. Silver Linings Playbook, a pretty good David O. Russell film. I think Jennifer Lawrence deserved the Academy Award for it. I think she was great in it. I think this is a good film. I've seen every single Simpsons episode, and even though the show is declining in quality, the movie is pretty timeless. I think the movie was good. They did a good job with this, and they were able to follow through the way they wanted with this. This was a good film. Sin City, the first one. I got this abroad in a red case, and because of the red case, I was like, ooh, if it's region free, I'm gonna take it, and it was. I like this film. It's very stylish. Frank Miller's Sin City. Robert Rodriguez does a good job with this. It's got a nice cast. A Dame to Kill 4 was a little disappointing at times, but I think overall not bad, and I love this kind of comic strip steelbook. I think this steelbook is excellent looking. Film's okay too. When we talked about Begin Again, I'd mentioned that the director of that film, whose name I don't even know, but he directed Once and Begin Again, did this film as well. Sing Street is fantastic. I love the main song from this film, and I love the cast. I love the chemistry. Everything about this film is just feel good. I'm glad they released this one on Blu-ray. Single White Female with Bridget Fonda and Jennifer Jason Leigh. Jennifer Jason Leigh is just like batshit crazy in this. This is a really good film. And the last one on this shelf is Sisters, a Brian De Palma film, which was pretty good, about these crazy sisters from Staten Island. Really good film though. Brian De Palma didn't do a whole lot wrong in his career. Anyways, we have 2 more shelves in this little Blu-ray shelf, and then we can move on from there. Thank you.